And we are treated to him fighting off against shotgunraptorjesus.
Man, going back to Alpha 5, where I was so sad that Y-Dude who DQ'd because I would have gotten to cast Quandale Dingle Ingleton versus Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People, but this set tag-wise gives it a run for its money. shotgunraptorjesus, SRJ versus Mr. Mojo Rising.
And
anything but normal tags, but certainly a pair of normal characters, it feels like, in the meta at this point.
Yeah, no, when it comes to the skill level and at least character choice, like, this is going to be something par for the course when you're expecting some good Smash play. Mojo been someone who's been playing Palu since release. Like, he has been dedicated to this character. He has an excellent sense of how people just want to move, regardless of the playstyle, regardless of the character choice. Meanwhile, SRJ bringing a character that's able to just command the pace of a match, regardless of the matchup on paper, or even the playstyle, because Snake has tools that are just so commanding.
And one of the big things that makes Snake so difficult to play, quote-unquote, is that this character's jumps are not like other characters, right? You can't full hop to platform, but also just the way he wants to control space with his aerials is not necessarily standard. He wants to play ground and he wants to force you to jump at him, and as you said, right, control that space, bait you into his traps, as we just saw SRJ do on the first stock. And when a character jumps as much as Palutena does, if you can keep her in that mid-range scenario, you're playing a winning game.
Oh yeah. Like, when it comes to the game of controlling space at all, between grenades, between the C4, between just long-reaching normals, Snake has so many ways to just bait you out of your comfort zones. But this is still Palutena we're talking about. This is still a character who can dominate the skies and is still able to play a solid neutral, regardless of what kind of tools you have to zone. She is able to break that zone.
And the issue with Snake, right, we were talking about this before the block. All it takes is one wrong choice to turn a winning matchup into a losing one. SRJ was dominating for a minute straight, mistimed his own grenade timer once, got blown up, lost the stock for it, and now is in an even scenario. I love that short empty hop there to try and bait the roll, right? Finds the corner pressure scenario after it, but lost his setup for it. Wasn't able to get that C4 off, now located at ledge, and he's trying to find a way to reset, managing to do so, but not able to get too much more.
Yeah, no, got a little scurry with the jabs, not able to get the jab one into stuff. But such is the life of Snake. You have a character who's on paper so phenomenal in so many aspects, but you have to commit to a button. You have to eventually play the game, and you can't have the right choice every single time. You have to commit to something, and you can't cover everything at once.
Yeah, the joke I always say is, what do you think Snake's frame data is? Okay, take that, shave off 3 frames, that's about what his frame data is. This character's buttons come out fast, they hit hard, but unfortunately, doesn't matter how hard they hit, that back air comes out fast, it's invulnerable, and Palu's big active hitboxes make a character with a poor disadvantage like Snake get stuck between a rock and a hard place. Last stock situation, Hangman, who's going to come out on top?
It could go either way. The way that Mojo's playing right now, though, he's looking very comfortable. It took him a little bit to adjust to Snake control just because you need to get yourself into the groove. It's a very different rhythm when it comes to how you play against, whether it's zoning or the rush down, just the projectiles. But Palutena has the tools to do it all. She is a character that may not be exceptionally flashy, but she's a character who is very functional and very effective at what she does.
Absolutely. Speaking of effective at what they do, though, that dash attack, one of the best air-to-ground moves in the entire game. So good at trapping landings. I like the delay get-up, but just not quite enough. Some tricky little movement there. Be reversing your way away from those explosive flames. Keep yourself in disadvantage and changing your profile, but trying to get into grab range against Palutena when she can just reversal you in one hit is terrifying, and SRJ is pushing his bound luck to its absolute limit.
That looked like another situation where he wanted jab 1 into something besides jab 2.
So jab 1, that wasn't jab 2, it was F tilt, and that's actually a true combo, but it's frame perfect. So he just was a little slow on his execution, and as a result got the miss, forced the high recovery because of that grenade. And if you're Mojo Rising, you've seen Snakes go out for forward air, back air, right, mortar, throw out a Nikita in that situation, so you're trying to get the mix-up, but in the chaos, just missed that. The way SRJ took that stage control was a B-reverse C4, right, flipped himself around, back in, and unfortunately, those blinking lights were not landing lights of safety, my friend. This is not JFK.
Listen, there are so many things you have to take account for, but Palutena, when it comes to moving about, is another character.
Did he just go Donkey Kong?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, he did. Listen, those pockets run deep, and this is the OG. This is lo clásico. This is also probably on paper just a terrible matchup.
It's not that bad. Like, DK is one of those characters, you know? Like, he
He hits you and you die.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry about what happens between point A to B.
And his grab is really good, right? Which makes him very good at disrupting Snake on stage. Some of the best counterplay to a Snake in a dominant stage control situation is just grab him. That up special, as we saw, goes through Nikita. And once he's off stage, man, you got the most spikes in the game to deal with that Cypher.
This is so funny. Because, like, you got to know. If you know, you know. Like, his Donkey Kong goes so far back, has so many legitimate wins. And if not for the fact that he plays, like, actual characters that people respect, some mileage may vary, you would think that you're being disrespected. But no, this is just an option for him to have fun and do well doing it.
I like the attempt from SRJ to get out of the corner, but just beautiful coverage, dropping off the Cypher early, utilizing the hitbox to combo into the C4. Something, if you watched Patchwork a couple weeks ago, you might have seen MVD do. Snakes are just starting to implement that. It's so strong, but right now it's just the Mojo show. He's trying to keep SRJ in the corner, just not able to do too much. He just resets the situation, doing it again, but Snake's a big boy. Not quite as heavy as Brawl, but still got the weight to throw around.
If that wasn't from like the opposite side of PS2, that was cooked. But excellent survivability from SRJ.
I was gonna say,
it only lasts him so long, though.
Listen, you were talking about him getting cooked. He tried to cook an extra grenade, and unfortunately, that was the thing that finally got him cooked. But now, though, trying to keep DK in the corner, Snake's got tools for days. The question is, can he find the right ones? Calling out Mr. Mojo not wanting to throw out the up special that early, and able to find a stock for his troubles.
Mojo now helps that DK is kind of a big boy.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of a chonker.
But SRJ in perfect position right now just to end it here. Now, plenty of damage with the setups on up smash too. I'm loving the control that we see.
Yeah,
there's only so much you can do to get past it, all besides take the hit.
I was gonna say, I love the side special there though. Like, use that armor, give yourself a little bit of extra insurance. And right there, right, finding its mark, but unfortunately the delay on the berry gonna force him to miss the grab. Finds the shield break off the grenade, and just like that, that's gonna be it. No, he missed. He missed. He got no punish.
Strikes on Stadium.
He could have just jumped up and monkey punched. That would have been the stock, but instead, he made some choices.
He certainly had some of the button presses of all time.
And now a single grab is gonna do it, but not even gonna need it. Beautiful from SRJ. Speaking of tools Snake doesn't use, Hangman, I gotta nerd out for a second. The slingshot up air there from Snake. Slingshot up air, people don't know this, covers the entire platform. On Battlefield, on Town, on Smashville, on Hollow, on PS2, pretty much any stage with a platform. If there's a platform, Snake slingshot up air covers it. It's so good because you can bait people, right? Play closer, force them, right? Bait them to jump the platform, which is normally their escape hatch if you are a little too close to ledge. And Snakes are finally starting to implement that we can actually just, with no turnaround, cover the entire platform with a move that's gonna kill you.
I mean, it's
silly.
It's great as an option, but you also have to consider how great it is as a mix-up. Like, yes,
Yeah,
on that
absolutely.
level 1 of play, it's a really good tool. But also, you do so much with the C4, you do so much with the grenade. Having those in conjunction on top of your own movement options is the real spice behind what makes Snake such an interesting character. Because you have to force so much respect from someone with your projectiles, they completely forget there's a whole soldier there just ready to beat on you.
I was gonna say Snake with just his item play, with just the
No, not
projectiles.
this one, not like this.
No,
You don't need it again.
No, bro, clap for him not once but twice. He needed the third time's the charm and just didn't quite get the opportunity. But Snake, dude, without with just his projectiles, with just his items, right? He's got good movement. He's still got good zoning tools. That character's still really interesting. But as you were talking about, so much going on that you forget his close quarters buttons, right, are insane.
CQC's kind of a big deal.
His
for him.
down air is frame 3, so frame 6 out of the shield, one of the best out of shield options in the game. His back air is active for a third of a second. Comes out frame 8, down tilt and up tilt, both frame 6, dash attack frame 7, right?